Every year, around 3,000 women in the UK are told they have cervical cancer. 1 in 3 of them will die from the disease, including Jade Goody, who's fought a very public battle with the illness and lost, aged 27, proving it's not just something that happens to older women. 25-year-old Tessa Shewan, who was diagnosed with the disease last year, knows that only too well.
I went to my GP. I had bleeding in between periods and after intercourse, and my GP put it down to hormones. For about a year, I went back about 3 or 4 times, and she just, didn't really think that there was anything to worry about. So neither did I. I believed her. Eventually, it got worse. So I went to a different GP who gave me a smear test straight away, and yeah, from then on, I found out I had cervical cancer, so I had to have chemotherapy, and after that I'd have to have a radical hysterectomy.
For decades now, women have known that cervical cancer is something we should all be worried about. We all know how to check for lumps in our breasts, but going for a smear test is still shrouded in mystery. It's kind of embarrassing, and let's face it, it's nobody's idea of fun. Now though, Jade Goody's tragic story has got us all talking about this disease, and many believe her real legacy will be to get us asking questions about it in a way that no government advert campaign ever could.
I think Jade would be rather pleased to think that she left such a positive legacy of women being much more aware of how effective cervical smears can be at picking up changes that are not yet even cancerous, so that they can be treated before they become invasive cancer. Now I find myself in the position of having women who've been to the colposcopy clinic and have had a swab or a specimen taken and have been told that they'll be called back in 3 months, ringing me up and saying, I can't wait. I need to know the results are normal or are not bad news.
At the moment, though, you'll only get a letter inviting you for a smear test if you're 25 or over, and a lot of younger women want to see that change.
I think that is really a bit late, because everybody knows that in England, people have sex younger than most European countries, and I do think that, well, if they encourage you a lot to go for an STI test, then it should also, yeah.
As well. I definitely think that people my age should be tested, because look at Jade Goody, she's only a couple years older than me and she has it, and people should be.
A panel of experts will now review that and consider lowering the age.
I've spoken to a lot of women who have had a smear and found the experience, intrusive, uncomfortable, and my message to them is yes, it is, and I can't take that away from you, but if you knew just how much more intrusive the treatment is, then you'd realise that 5 minutes is nothing in comparison.
This is an almost entirely preventable cancer. Jade Goody has been incredibly unlucky, but by going for your smear tests, and by going back if you're invited back, and by seeking help if you have any abnormalities, you really can, if not completely get rid of the risk of suffering Jade's fate, you can certainly reduce it to an absolute minimum.